It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
Last we left off, this group of adventurers had completed their first job under the watch and employ of Lord Esteros. However, the individual that they had chased off seemed to return and levied some vengeance on the wandering Sir Bertrand Bell, who was slaughtered in an alley that night. Upon discovering this, you brought the body to Lord Esteros, said your goodbyes, and then vowed to find the person responsible and bring them to justice, whatever your version of justice may be. You asked around about this individual, discovered the name Duggar. Upon finding what bits of information you could, you heard that there may have been a connection, that this individual Duggar worked for the Corsairs, the Hasbet Corsairs, which is one of the criminal factions of the city and region beyond. Upon searching for a member or some sort of connection to the Habbat Corsairs, it brought you to the Elder's Post and the Lantern Spire of Drusar. This led you to the Root Trader.
Root Trader
alcove here in the Elder Post. You were led into a darkened chamber of some kind, barely lit by an oil lantern. The hatch closed behind you, and then as other lanterns began to come into view, lighting the interior, you found yourself surrounded by a few dozen people, all lit from underneath, their various smiles and grins and mask-covered faces and eyes peering upon you, as one figure leaned in.
So who sent you? Why? Choose your words carefully, as points deducted for falsehood and bad humor will only prolong your eventual pain.
Duggar. Duggar.
Looks left and right, and as you guys are discussing, you watch as behind this kind of muscular, sleeveless tunic, kind of leather tunic wearing dwarf woman comes up behind, blades at the ready, just kind of...
What are you asking about Duggar for, huh?
Oh, well. He murdered a friend of ours.
The man who originally engaged you puts a finger up, kind of towards the dwarven woman. She steps back.
Maybe he had a good reason for it, huh?
How much do you know about what Duggar was up to in town?
We can have this conversation in a moment. Because I'm a little curious to hear what Duggar's been up to myself. But I need assurances. Because even though you may seem the less likely to go ahead and fuck us over, we have to make sure that we don't have to kill you. So, I need collateral, if you will. I need each of you to tell me somebody who is important to you and where they live. No harm will come to them, unless you sell one of us out. Seems like fair collateral. Just watching our backs, huh?
You want assurances, where are ours?
You're the ones who said you think we're the good guys? You have my word. I know it seems a bit fraught given the circumstances, but let's be honest, you walked into the middle of our home, and we have to protect ourselves.
Relvin.
Relevant.
Tenant. My father.
They are at?
They live in Jovan.
See? Not so hard.
You see one person behind kind of like scribbling down on a quick piece of parchment.
How much do I have to like this person?
Enough that I find it acceptable.
Fresh cut grass. Lives in the Crook house.
Very well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's so nice.
I thought you'd like that.
And you, Blue Boy?
A traveler, everyone who's close to me is right here.
Well, then somebody else has to give up some collateral. About you, spooky girl?
Kind of in the same boat, actually.
This is useless to the point. It's supposed to have collateral of people that aren't here immediately. Things at home, things you care about that are in danger if you end up fucking us over. That's how it usually works.
Well, he can put up me for collateral.
It's the same problem. We'll go with two. Sure, it's plenty enough. My name is Yash Mangal.
We're sorry to have interrupted your meeting that it seems like you had going on at this moment, but my previous question, Duggar, is he really one of yours? Or I hope to hear he's betrayed y'all in some way.
I accept your apology for ruining a very important meeting we were having, which everyone can continue. And you see a few individuals start bringing out little sandwiches and lunches, and they'll go back to eating. So, Duggar, he no longer runs with us. But, he was a bit of a prick, to be honest. His heart was in the right place. He just kind of vanished for a few weeks, about 6 months back. We thought he was taken by the Welders, maybe arrested, and we sent out a few individuals to make sure that he wasn't ratting out on us. But, and he showed up again. Rejoined, we asked him what was wrong. He said he just needed some time away to take care of something. Well, he just seemed a little different.
Did he look different?
Yeah, he began to look like he was undergoing some malady of some kind. Sweating more, his skin growing paler. I was afraid he was just, giving into some sort of illness over time, but he also became more aloof. I was wondering maybe it was a newfound addiction, possibly. He asked questions he was dodgy about, and then eventually he resigned.
Do you know what he's been doing with his time lately?
No, don't really care.
He's been smuggling broomstone into the city, so I assume you might know something about that.
Eyes narrow for a second, and you see kind of like a little bit of mental math going on before Yash looks back.
So you didn't know?
I did not, not aware of any. Broomstone trade is very dangerous. It's very protected, and there are eyes you definitely do not want to draw onto you if you are not going through the proper channels.
We mean to find him. Is that going to be a problem for you?
No, he's not a part of the Corsairs anymore, and if he's being weird about things, if he killed your friend, then, go for it.
Do you have his exact address?
Duggar's house is on the northern outskirts of Vidundavar. It's a simple home, pale blue wood and mostly stone make. It'll be on the 12th level up, far right side. It looks kind of cold and a bit abandoned compared to the ones around it. It doesn't keep its place very well.
That's great.
It's amazing. This is so...
More than we could have hoped for.
Sorry to overstep.
We're honestly quite fans, just of what you do in your enterprise, so...
From what we know, which is
Very
next
little.
to nothing, Lord. No, we don't know
Yes.
hardly anything.
But we're fans of what we do know.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure you guys are.
She's also super into, masks and stuff like that, so this whole ambiance in here is just super,
Honestly?
Bailey.
Well, I think we're probably gonna go.
As you turn around, you can see there's a tall figure next to Yash who's kind of like a light gray cloak and a heavy hood, leather armor. You can't see their face, and they're like leaning in and whispering something into Yash's ear. And Yash kind of listens. I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, we are leaving, I think. Are we leaving?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
If in the future we thought we had information that would be valuable to you, is there a way we can get you that information?
You return to here and
And that's all right? We don't want to overstep.
And we don't want to say the laughter line again, because that was clearly wrong.
We can say
no,
that.
I would not say that. Actually.
Oh, okay.
What should we say?
Just come into the same vicinity of this. just mention the phrase, you've come to loosen the snare.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little better. And whether you know it or not, you made my day just so much brighter by chance. So thank you.
I love this little metal person here. This is amazing.
He's quite wonderful.
They grow on.
Well, bye-bye.
Yes, please leave. But thank you. A pleasure to meet you all.
I guess we'll exit.
Sure.
What spire is
In the lantern right now.
That's in the core spire, right?
Yeah, that's the neighborhood of where you
Yeah.
live,
That's-
saying.
Going to talk to some
So
of
he
your
lives.
friends.
He lives in the same neighborhood that we live in. That's kind of scary.
Your neighbors.
I know. And where he killed Bertrand.
Right around there.
Yeah.
Well, they say most accidents happen within 50 feet of your home, so.
Since we're here, does anybody want to spend some cash on like maybe a couple healing potions, considering that we got our asses kicked last time pretty fucking hard?
You can definitely look around and ask around if you'd like.
Hold on to your coin purse.
Let's ask around and see if we can figure out where the Trove of Mara is. But as I've heard that place is pretty good.
The first stall that you see at your disposal is a kind of a rugged-looking wooden stall that looks like it's been repaired 7 different times. One of the wheels is almost kind of more there to hold it up as opposed to be pushing it. You see there's an older woman there with these like small little glasses at the tip of her nose.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Jiraiya.
Jiraiya. Could you point me in the direction of the Trove? What is it called?
You're looking for Marwa.
Baby.
Okay.
Why?
No reason.
I'm just looking for. I'm just looking for a place to buy, general goods, potions, stuff like that.
Mara could help you.
Okay.
Plenty of others here in the post that could help as well.
That is an excellent point.
Do you have any other recommendations outside of Mara?
This like cute little granny you're quickly seeing has this like kind of dark undertone to her.
Follow me.
And she goes ahead and quickly, like in a rapid succession, closes down her cart, like, locks it. As you're walking, you catch the surface thoughts, which are just
Fucking Marwa taking all the work. It's kind of hard to work when someone's so above board.
Are you taking us to an actual place of business, or would we be heading to another stall, another
she stops
vendor?
and turns around with a big smile.
There are many folks here that wander the various wilds and beyond and bring back many great secret things, concocting many ambrosias that can stave off defeat and death. One such traveling merchant is an old friend of mine named Habib, and I'd like to introduce the two of you.
Okay.
I'm sure he could be of help.
Fuck. All right, let's
Start
just do this
following
shit.
her again?
As you guys are finishing this conversation, you turn and you can see that she's currently having a conversation with a figure. You can see now before you is this massive presentational card, a great sign that says Advix Wandering Curiosities and Collections.
Oh, wow. This is way more than I expected.
Yeah.
And the man you see she's talking to is a human man with looks like long black hair that is oiled back and kind of pulled into a part on the side into a long ponytail that goes to his mid-back. He has a thin pencil mustache that runs just past the edges of the mouth. And as he's talking with this old woman, he looks over at the rest of you. Come, friends, please. I've been told that you are looking for goods from all over.
I think we're looking for a little survivability.
So, protection, weaponry.
Healing.
I may be able to help. Poof, he lays on the top. You can see this small kind of squarish leather case with a flap that he pulls back, and you hear the clinking of glass. And from there you can see there are 4 small vials with a kind of somewhat brackish red liquid inside that shakes a bit as he sets it down. I've been
well, looking for the right home for these, and there have been questions brought about, but it just didn't feel right until you all walked up, and I have to say, maybe it is destiny.
What are those concoctions?
Well, you said you were looking for things that could keep you alive, that could heal. These are potions of healing.
How much do these run?
Well, these are, as professed by this individual, a family recipe, and the Heartmoor is a very lauded location and source for herbal remedies. But, seeing as how you're friends of Ashton, I will give you a discount. 115 gold apiece.
What kind of healing does it do?
While these may look a little rough around the edges, the coloration a bit, less delicious. They stem from the finest of herbal ingredients, and they'll heal far more than just the scattered bump on the knee and the small cut to the cheek.
What else do you sell around here?
Oh, I sell many things.
These kids are new in town.
I can tell.
Do you have anything in the back that's particularly interesting?
I've got a few things, friend. Goes underneath the cart and kind of rattles around for a second and pulls what looks to be this small pair of kind of reddish maroon stones, about that big. If you are to be quite a distance from each other, these can help bridge that gap for important conversational topics. These are no descending stones. Rare to find, hard to make, but nevertheless, Advic places them before you.
That could have been helpful back at the warehouse.
Yeah, it really, really could have.
Yeah.
How often can you use them?
Once a day.
How much do those cost?
Well, like I said, hard to make, hard to find. But I could part with these for 300 gold pieces.
Pretty cool. Orm grabs him and tosses one to Dorian, and he jogs 50 feet away.
Without paying?
That's right.
What do you have to say to invoke it?
You just have to rub your finger along the runic carving on the front, and think carefully about the individual, and then speak the phrase aloud.
Okay, diddle the sigil.
It begins to glow.
Dorian? Blue boy? Hello?
And does it transmit through the other stone?
It does.
It works!
Fantastic!
I can take it you're satisfied.
Yeah, it seems like it works. It seems we might need some practice with it.
Wow, I'm sorry. I thought you were full of shit. Okay.
None taken, most do, until they realize the splendor they're in the presence of. So, 300 gold?
If we bought all 4 of those potions, would you be able to knock the price down a bit on each?
I could knock 25 gold off the final price.
What if we also got the send-in stones?
Say the lot for 650.
I'll give 100.
Wow. Yeah, we would love to buy everything.
An absolute pleasure doing business with you. Thank you all so much for coming. And don't forget, Advic is always your humble servant. Now move along. I have more people to sell to.
Thank you. Sure. Should we go find Duggar?
Yeah, let's head to the window.
Yeah.
Windowed wall to the I always forget.
To Duggars? The Duggars? So you're going to the Dune de Var.
The Dune de Var, the window wall.
Dune de Var.
All right. A short time into looking across the knotted expanse of this neighborhood, you pick out a few possible buildings that kind of match the description that you were given. You see a cluster of buildings, one at the base near the edge of where that spire break is, that has that same kind of dull gray stone exterior and kind of looks like the other ones, but not as lively.
That's the one. As I kind of like duck down and point everybody.
What's our play here?
I have no idea.
I wonder if Imogen would be able to hear him from inside, see if she could hear thoughts.
Oh, like sense his thoughts.
Yeah. I'm gonna just creep on over
to the outside of the house.
Okay.
Try good old open mind again.
You got it. Nothing of your extended consciousness finds purchase. What you do catch, as you're now closer to the home and kind of wandering past, there's an old, kind of a musty smell that just seems to permeate this abode. Something akin to like mildew or old wet leather that was discarded. It's not a pleasant smell. And it's faint, but it's definitive.
Back away.
Personally, I vote for going in now because it's going to be less to deal with in there. It's daylight, which means if it's really creepy, undead, shadowy bullshit, it will have less shadowy bullshit around it that's just shadowy bullshit.
Is there a space under the door?
There's space on, yeah, that's what
There's a very small gap, maybe about half an inch
I
wide.
could go in it. Well, rats, they can get really small.
That's true.
They can get as thin as a quarter.
Really?
So I've heard.
That's amazing.
That feels really thin. I'm gonna turn into a rat.
Okay.
She's turning into a rat, Ashen. Hold on.
You go under the door.
Make yourself as thin as a quarter and go on in.
Does her butt get stuck?
It is a very, very, very tight space. You push.
I try
into
to
the
put my
space.
back legs out to do splits and
Now-
try to like pull with my front legs.
Totally, and that like your tiny little rat arms go underneath. The skull doesn't collapse past a certain point. Unfortunately, it does get wedged, and so you get to a certain point where your little rat head gets in, and it's just there now. This is your life. This is just how it goes.
I'm going to.
Okay, pick that lock.
Wait, get her out first. Get her out first.
Gives her.
If the door unlocks, I'm going to lift the door as I very slowly open.
You're with the lockpicks for a bit, working on it, and when you feel like it hits the tumbler, and you're like, yes, you got it, and then you pull, and it's caught in there.
We got two things stuck in there now.
And however, you managed to get it free, but the lock remains locked.
You're gonna try
I'm going
again?
to try again, but
I'm gonna try to pull her out.
You do manage to pull her free at this
Okay,
point.
good,
You do
that's
so you pull it out just as you see
also 22.
a Simurg rider kind of beginning to grow larger
Pass
and
without a
larger.
trace.
The light from the sun in the sky above just kind of leaving this dark, shadowy outline of the flying crimson bird.
Let's everybody in. In.
Open the door, pass without a trace.
You come in and you close the door behind you, and you hear outside. You hear in Marquesian. Where'd they go, boy? You hear it.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to make it sound like a rock is tumbling down the hillside in that gap next to the house.
Okay. So if you rush off to that opposite wall, as you move through the room, the first thing that catches you as you're stepping through, you can see overturned tables and chairs that are kind of lying on the ground. It looks like the place has either been rolled for cash, or a fight took place, or somebody just got really angry and fucked it up. You rush off into what looks to be a small kitchen-esque alcove on the inside that would be on the side of the wall that meets one of the other buildings on the side. And there you can go ahead and cast it, and you hear the outside. And the dog kind of goes off for a bit. You all kind of stay frozen still. After a short period, you hear Marquesian again. Well, we'll keep an eye. I just don't trust it. Come on. Hit!
The light would be a good
Get
idea.
the as my dancing lights come into effect, but they flicker like electricity.
Kind of giving that flickering energy throughout the room. You all, by the way, that strange mildew smell that you caught outside of the house, now that you've let the adrenaline begin to run free, you begin to take in your other senses. And with that, the very strong, pungent smell of... It's almost like decaying vegetation meets old fungus. It is this weird organic smell that's musty and unnatural. As the lights begin to flicker around too, you can see there's an odd oily residue on everything.
Can we see what color the residue is?
It looks like
Clear?
it's clear. It is translucent, but it has kind of a cloudiness to it.
So everything's covered in goop? Like coconut oil spread on it?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, let me go ahead and make this adjustment here.
Yeah. Oh.
Since we're in a darker space properly. The moisture in the room occasionally kind of drops around you. Looking up at the ceiling, you can see the general kind of just cracks in the plaster and stone, but occasionally these little strands of some sort of like organic threads that have kind of drifting a few inches down from these cracks, almost like, once again, this human material is just kind of gathered and slowly begun to build off of itself.
Are there any pathways that we haven't walked where somebody else has been?
There is the open door that leads into
there's another room.
In this room here, where you guys are, you don't see any sort of immediate signs of holes in the wall or anything like that.
I'll go to the next room, I guess, and follow. Imogen, can you send one of your balls in here?
Of course.
Okay.
I took off that direction too.
On the center of the wall, the back, and this room is closest, like the deepest in towards the rock, like built into the spire. You can see the base wooden board itself is splintered and pushed away a little bit, and just kind of glancing off to one side. And you kind of move past, your wheel gets stuck in one of those little bits of patches of sticky substance. You glance to where the wood is splintered a bit, and you can see there's darkness behind it.
Oh, I'll go and just sort of see how big this hole is.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it back a little bit, and you can see it's roughly the same size as the one that you saw in the Weary Way.
I will cast Speak with Animals. Hey, do you want to go in there and go down in the hole and see what you can see?
Yeah. I just start taking off.
Okay, so you're going to head further down.
Okay, I'm just going to go really, really slow.
This faint sound begins to catch your rat ears in the darkened tunnel. This weird kind of liquid squeezing sound. And it's getting louder.
Sound? I don't like that.
Run.
I'm gonna turn around and make my way out.
Slime.
Okay.
Make my way out. There's a weird squishy sound.
Weird squishy sound.
And I think
You begin to hear it too.
Okay. Something's coming.
I'm going to be I'm going to try and find an empty corner of the room and just brace myself to charge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put back to any of the windows to cover the second entrance.
Okay, got it. You all begin to hear in that back room that sound that gets louder and louder. And just as you all get yourself ready, you watch the plank push past. And coming out from this hole, you see this pale dwarven face squeeze out. Just this odd, glistening liquid across his face, the eyes pulled back. As it squeezes out, you can see the shoulders like broken back as it cracks into the sides.
Did I make it out?
Huh? You just made it out as it burned.
That's probably for the best. The little rat was riding and going like,
Just right in his face.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Yes. The neighboring houses,
you got the
too?
Oh, top of the combat round.
Oh.
Squeezes out and like,
Interesting.
and goes and pulls his blades out and is immediately, since you're in proximity, doesn't even think you are a threat, you're a rat. Instead is going to go straight into fresh cut grass. Hacks at you twice, tries to pierce twice, and you're just kind of like scooting back and forth.
Nice.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and cunning action and dash out of the way
Uh-oh.
onto the side and leap onto the slightly tilted dresser. Like, as he pushes onto it, cracks in a bit, lands on it, and is now right up in your face. And goes,
Come to let me finish the rest of you.
And as you get close, you can see like the bones have cracked back into place, and now the stocky dwarf body is there. However, there's still that like weird kind of glistening, similar oily film you see on everything emerging from him. These blackened veins that kind of curl up the side of the face. Now that you're up close and personal, the eyes are almost completely black, like the other shade creepers that you've seen in the previous encounter. There's just something extremely unnatural about him, and he's kind of just hunched forward with the heavy cloak. There is a slight rustling sound in the chamber over here. As this
Oh no, there's another thing?
Oh,
open
there's
to
another
reveal.
hole.
Nah.
Oh, not
a shade creeper emerges.
I'm gonna just look up at him and send my arm out really fast and cast Tasha's Mind Whip so he feels like a flash of psychic energy hit his brain. You can't take your reaction until the end of your next turn.
No, you can't.
Good call.
And on your
Yes,
next
I can.
turn, you must choose if you move, get an action, or a bonus action. You can only get one of the three.
Good call. Good to know. Okay.
So, since you cannot use your reaction, I am going to move away from you.
Okay, I'd like you to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Okay, that's really good. 19.
19.
plus-
You begin to pull back and you feel that stickiness in the ground right where the door where you were standing and didn't realize that you had stepped into begins to pull at your boot, but you pull yourself free and manage to maneuver. Now the Shade Creeper's turn. It's like stretchy toothed mouth with no nose features and the beady black eye staring at you as it goes forward to attack you with its claws. Natural 20.
Oh.
11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, cool.
Plus 6 points of necrotic damage.
Are you down? Are you down?
She's not
Not yet.
She ain't down.
Pretty dang close.
Did you remember we had a long rest. You did heal up, right?
Sure, I only have 19 points total.
What?
Sorcerer's man.
Oh no.
That finishes the creature's turn. Brings us to Laudna with Fern on deck.
So I crack my neck and my spine starts expanding as the black veil comes over my face and the familiar black tears, and I go into my form of dread.
Alrighty.
And I kind of lunge forward a little bit on the table and
Like towards the table, you mean?
yes, and do an eldritch blast
Go for
to
it.
the shade creeper in
Through
front
my
of
legs.
me,
Through my
her legs. I look at it and I just take my fingers in the corner of my mouth and I spread them unnaturally far apart, like to my ears, and go like.
And you can see it like starting to scramble backward immediately. It jumps off of Imogen's torso and is now trying to make some sort of escape.
I don't know if I can hit it on its way.
All right, that finishes your turn, Laudna.
Yep.
Fern, you're up with fresh cut grass on deck.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna drop my wild shape.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna reach my hands out and cast Burning Hands on his chest.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it just fills the corner. You're essentially point blank torching him up into the very stone corner of this chamber. That finish your go, Fern?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, fresh cut grass. You are up with Dorian on deck.
As my bonus action, I will imbue Ardent Armor on Imogen,
Okay, yeah.
which gives you 4 temporary hit points because we're bonded. And then I can still cast a spell, so I will cast Command at the creature.
Okay.
Man, I will utter the command, Alphabetize.
Okay.
Wow.
You got it. Does that finish your turn? You want to move anywhere? Or
I'm gonna move as far away from that.
Everything.
Would you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Strength. Oh, because I'm going through the goop?
Yep.
Ew. 2. Doesn't seem right.
You go.
Got some gum.
All right, that finishes your go. That brings us to Dorian.
Cool. I am going. Did I see the creature come out of a hole behind that crate, or did he just sort of appear?
Sorry, what did you say?
You saw the crate begin to shift, and you saw it emerge from behind the crate. So you have not seen the hole, but you get the sense from your previous
I'm
experiences.
gonna go. I'm gonna break straight for the hole.
Not a problem. It's sticky, but you push past.
I got a bag of caltrops, and I'm gonna pull them out for my action
Tried and
and
true.
just throw them down in front of the hole.
Okay, so you like scatter it around the front, and so. All right, and as you're there, you can hear. scratching sounds getting louder.
Good fucking idea.
Alrighty.
And then for my bonus action, I'll call it to Imogen and be like, best of luck! And I'll cast Bardic Inspiration.
Alrighty. Top of the round, it is now Duggar's go. Duggar, who's like right there in front of Orem and now Fern, goes,
Dagger. Rapier. Short sword.
and that's his action.
Wow.
You hear the scraping sounds getting louder and louder, and then you hear two different voices screeching
Oh, wait. Is this
in
good?
pain
Good, but also
as two of
Good.
two shade creepers push past and emerge next to you.
uh-oh.
I know.
Like, but they come out with all of these damaged points jammed into them, and they look pretty hurt at the get-go.
Great. Nicely done.
They both come out, but they're both like, Imogen, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna use my telekinetic shove and try to shove this guy away from me 5 feet so I can move without him getting an attack of opportunity.
You got it. All right. I think he's pushed back this way, just off the edge of the table, onto that element there. Okay.
After that, I'm gonna hop off of the table towards the door.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at Duggar. Open up my
Okay.
mind and shove it all at him. He moves as far away as he can from me because he's scared.
He does.
Ooh.
Orem, you're up with Fern on deck.
Okay, so Orem saw Imogen get rocked, so he's gonna leap down into the doorway, run up right in front of her, and just sort of nudge her back with his shield arm. I'm gonna spend a superiority die to switch places with her.
Okay.
And you gain 2 points to your AC, through this turn. So your AC is 2 higher.
Really?
And
Does that buff with my mage armor that I did too?
Yeah.
Whoa!
For this turn.
In front of you. And just holding the shield in front of the little weirdo.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that finishes your go. Fern, what you got?
I'm gonna get myself into that room.
You can move over here.
Great. And I am going to shoot 3 scorching rays
Okay.
at Mr. Duggar.
All 3 at him?
I'm gonna do 2 at him and 1 at one of the guys, one of the little ones over there.
Duggar like kind of gets hit, and you see it kind of bounces off the shoulder a bit, burns him, but not terribly. You fire the second one, and it arcs just past the box, and the one that's standing above on top of it hits the one on the other side of Dorian, and you watch them just and explode. Okay, finishing Fern's go brings us to fresh cut grass.
No one's in the room with me?
Nope, you're alone. You are stuck. You're literally like,
Over there.
You gotta get some blood.
not clean.
I need some salt or some sand or something. I'm spinning out.
You can just barely see Fern and Imogen.
Because I still got my grapple thing, I'll fire it and try to pull myself forward.
Easy enough to do. You pull yourself forward. Catch yourself there. You land in another bit of muck.
Oh,
we'll deal with that next round. But at least you have a visual
You have a
range
system
of
now.
Yeah.
You hear more skittering coming from down
no.
the hole.
Skittering.
Duggar's gonna go ahead and
Oh my god.
Oh, this'll be fun.
go ahead and step forward, blades out, and kind of like walking forward towards the rest of your group. Not even looking at Laudna. Kind of like barely making a glance over to try and make all 4 strikes against you.
Shield.
So the 2 rapier strikes come through. The 2 short swords deflected. Angrily comes back with the other 2 strikes. Expecting it just to eviscerate you and pull back a bit. And just kind of look back to the rest of the group with kind of a, come on. You hear the skittering once more from that open opening back there. Another one emerges from the hole. It does take damage from the caltrops that were thrown down there, however.
Nice.
But at this point, the caltrops have been used. Alrighty. That brings us to Imogen's go.
My hair's gonna start to float up a little bit around me, and you're gonna see a little bit of electricity start to climb up my arm a bit, and I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt out onto Duggar.
That's
So
a
20.
That does hit.
Okay. Okay, so that would be 12. 11 points of electric damage.
Nice.
And I'm just going to hold that beam on him.
So he is currently now being concentrated blast of Witch Bolt onto his form. You can see now from the impacts he's taken the cloak, a better look of the inside of the body, and there's the dwarven form there, but the shoulders and back is like oddly swollen. Does that finish your turn? Orm, you're up with Laudna on deck.
Oh boy. I'm going to use a bonus action to feint and attack.
Go for it.
Reach out with the blade and get under his ear and pull out and cut him underneath.
As you catch him there, the blade goes past. A normal person would just go to the ear, but from where the shoulder is raised and hunched, you carve past and pull back. And as you do, he bundles forward. The cloak kind of falls open a bit from the slashing, and you can see the back itself is kind of bulging a bit, and something is quivering underneath before it pops. And you watch as a shade creeper emerges from his back.
He's got back babies.
Gizmo, no.
Ew, I hate it. It is so foul.
No cloak, just it's like odd little skittering
He's
demonic humanoid-like
Shades
body.
in the cloak, in the trench coat.
Angrily kind of growls and gets his weapons at the ready. Does that finish your turn?
Sure does.
All right, Orm, you're done. Laudna, you're up. Fern on deck.
Okay, seeing this is a lot for Laudna, and I'm gonna kind of, after being hit, stumble backwards. And I'm gonna go and butt up with my witches be bitches.
Oh, don't make me use necromancy. Don't make me use necromancy.
Awesome squad moment here, and I'm gonna like bump into Fern and look at Fern, and I'm gonna look at Imogen. And I'm going to start, once again, the Jacob's Ladder comes out, and I'm going to hold an Eldritch Blast for when Fern attacks.
Ooh. Okay, all right.
Combo move.
You got it. All right, that finishes Laudna's go.
Special.
Fern, you're up.
Okay. So, seeing this, making eye contact with my bitchy witches. No,
Witchy
bitches. I'm gonna just step down real slowly and saunter over, hippily walking over to Duggar.
Because you still have your Witch Bolt connected
yes,
too,
it's
right?
still going, yeah.
And I'm gonna take out my thorn whip and wrap it around his neck.
Ooh.
And try to turn him around towards Laudna
Okay.
to get him ready.
I've got you.
Ooh. 15?
15 does not hit.
Damn it! Okay. That would have been cool.
Okay.
Still using, here's what I'm gonna do, still using as her thorn whip goes out, I'm gonna like embrace that, I'm gonna try and wrap the spell around her thorn whip and kind of like shoot it towards him.
That's cool. So what you do is you go and you strike with the thorn whip. He kind of ducks out of the way, and as it spins around the momentum of it, curving backwards, you fire your Eldritch Blast into the whip,
Yes.
which energizes it with her Eldritch energy, and you swing around for a second hit. And with that, go ahead and you roll the damage for
I just start laughing. Oh, wow.
You
All
see,
right.
you see that your thorn whip kind of like start to rot and get like black and drippy for a little bit.
10.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. That is awesome. So Dux looks up kind of with a grin, and as you start cackling and laughing and spinning around, he turns away and the whip just wraps around his throat and then bursts into his neck, and you can go in pain as he tears it off of his neck, and it comes back to you. That was fucking cool.
It's nice.
Dorian, you're up.
Rub my head and I go, fucking, you can do this. You were trained for this. And I turn around and face this guy. And then I
Let's
lower
go.
my eyes. And I go, I hate you guys. All right, so Moon Touch Scimitar. I'll take a little swing.
go.
And that is a 9.
Wow. 9 points of damage. Angrily, you carve past, and you seem to like duck out of the way, and you're like, fuck, it didn't hit him. And just slumps to the ground.
Lightning torso.
I fucking knew it! And then I'm going to turn around the other.
And then he burns into ash. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, shit! I don't even know if I can survive this. Oh, 12.
2 points of fire damage. Okay.
For me.
That finishes your go.
I'm going to reckless attack.
Go for it.
And don't do anything stupid.
So you're attacking the shade creeper?
No, I'm attacking.
So if you want to get over to Duggar without getting into the slime, you'd have to get up onto this box.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the creature does get an attack opportunity against you. So you kind of leap up onto the box right next to where Duggar is, and you seem like pulling back at the cloak's part of the side. You can see kind of the empty pocket that was his shoulder previously holding one of these
That's a
creatures.
22 to hit.
That hits.
So and I'm adding a chaos burst to it.
Alrighty.
Close that.
I'm rolling real well. 16 points of normal damage.
Nice.
And 6 points of lightning damage.
He's looking real angry, looking real hurt.
That's everything I can fucking do.
All right, that brings us to the Shade Creepers. There is the one that is attacking you, Fern. Natural 20.
Oh.
So it's 7 points of slashing.
Okay.
Oh no.
And 18 points of necrotic.
Oh!
I'm out.
No!
I need you to roll a death saving throw.
Okay.
Come on.
First one of the campaign.
Not kill anything next to Fern, because that
Yes,
will be
yeah.
the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Just a friendly reminder.
So that's one failed death saving.
Okay.
Brush cut grass, you're up.
Yeah.
I will cast as a bonus action at 2nd level a healing word on Ms. Fern.
Okay.
That's all right with you.
Come on.
2, 3, 3. That's 8 points of healing.
Yeah. You come back to consciousness and your failed death save goes
got me
away.
pretty good. Okay.
I will use my
Okay.
action to attack, even though y'all just said not to, the one right next to her with my grappling cannon. And I pull him away.
Pull his corpse towards you just as it emulates.
Oh!
So you stab it and pull it towards you, and as it comes towards you, it burns into ash and showers you with black burning ash.
I'm still alive.
Finishes your go. Dorian, you are up.
I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Ooh.
Hitting the two that I'm engaged with would be awesome.
Yeah, that's
as long
what
as
I'm
you
go-
don't hit me.
That's what I'll do. And I'll move off to the, I guess, in front, forward. Just enough
here?
to get out of range of hurting him.
Okay, so you move over into this space, and with that, you could do a Thunder Wave cube that gets both of them and the table and everything in that space right there.
I'll just sort of rub my hands together and just give a nice loud clap. And that's sort of what sends the energy out.
It blasts forward. This loud cracking thunder sound fills the chamber. Everyone's ears ring for a second, and you hear the splintering sound of wood furniture being sundered from the impact. Go ahead and roll damage. Duggar does not save.
Not bad.
Yes. 15.
15.
Double check.
This guy.
Nice.
Okay.
Blasted.
Nice.
That's got to end my turn.
How do you want to do this?
What's happening?
Who did I murder? I did not murder
I don't believe it. That was the
Fuck
last.
that guy. He killed my friend Bertrand. Narrate your glory.
How did you do it?
Oh man, when that energy left the body, it felt good. And as it sort of exploded out into the space, he just sort of feels it impact him from the side and then turns to look at everyone in the room. And he's just filled with hate and revulsion as his body goes sizzling into electric nastiness.
And he burns away as well with a flaming pyre of dark fire. That finishes your go?
That's it.
Top of the round. Duggar is no more. However,
Fuck
the
you,
skittering sound continues.
Oh, wait.
No more!
Two more side. Ashton, it's your turn.
I'm going to hopscotch my way over to that baned
hair.
baned creature. And I'm just gonna do a little hop, roll over, and bring it down. Got it. I'm using a reckless attack too, so somebody got to do it. Fuck it.
I respect that.
Natural 20.
Oh, well, if you're gonna do it.
27 points of
it's dead.
damage.
It's dead.
I know. How are we there yet?
You smash into the ground and you pull the hammer up in this kind of like stretchy black gray tendrils of its flesh trying to adhere to the hammer, and as you pull back. Already finishing Ashton's go. Imogen, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna do it right this time, and I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt with a sorcery point and twin that shit so I can double hit
Do
these
it.
guys.
Alrighty. They both get impacted. The energy's charging through them. It's grasped them. It's holding on, anchored, and you can feel like the energy tethering you to both of them. Does that finish your turn, Imogen? All right, now their turn.
That's a good idea, though.
Leaping over and running across. Both real angry at you, Imogen. First one's going to strike at you. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh no.
And 6 points of necrotic.
You down?
Imogen falls unconscious as one of them leaps up and just streaks its claws across her chest. Now the other one, because they're both going for you and they're minus creatures, the other one's going to go ahead and attack you.
I'd be dead.
Can I fucking...
Yeah.
No,
you take 2 death saving throws. As you fall to the ground, the other one starts clawing into you. And they're both just tearing into an unconscious Imogen. You see just blood strings flying as they are just gone feral on her. That finishes their turn. Orem, you're up.
I just drunkenly reach into my pack and I pull the healing potion out and I just fall down to my knees in front of Imogen and I pour it into her mouth.
Are you close enough?
Sure I am.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you.
All right, so you are conscious.
I'm awake.
That brings us to Laudna's go.
I will hex this one. Is this one that's on the far side not within 5 feet of Imogen?
They're both within 5 feet of Imogen because they both just attacked and brought her to the ground.
Whatever. I will hex the one on the right of me, which is the one closest to you. Yeah.
They're basically standing on me at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just kind of finish clawing for a second just to see, you reach over and put a potion in her mouth, and you're not sure if they're going to go after her again or go after you as you go ahead and hex one of them.
You hear some shadow cant being whispered out of Laudna. And then I'm going to scoop up some of the jizz and it turns black and icky.
I'm so sorry.
And it's
So sorry.
Black jizz.
like a reverse drip into my hand, and I flick it onto that one for an eldritch blast.
Eldritch Bukkake.
No.
That's a
Now you're
20 total.
That hits. It is turned to cinders from the darkened splatter. Vern, you're up with fresh cut grass on deck.
Okay, so I'm just gonna slowly get myself up and use my stonkies ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna just reach out and that big crate. I'm gonna move it in front of the hole and just try to keep it there.
Yes.
Okay. It's pushed up against it, and you can just as you're focusing and concentrating, holding it there. You got it.
Okay.
All right. Fresh cut grass, you're up. Dorian on deck.
I will just shoot my little grappling gun again.
Okay, go for it.
At this guy.
So as you pierce it and pull it backward through the air, it begins to burn into cinder as it comes towards you and splashes you once more in the front. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Splashes and splashes.
6 points of fire damage because you failed.
Oh no.
I'm down.
How do you heal a robot?
Disassemble.
Are we still in combat?
You're still in combat. All right, finishing your go, Dorian, you're up. The box is pressed against the wall, and you can hear now, it's starting to kind of shift, something's starting to reach and try and push through. Your friends are down. What are you doing?
Okay, I will go ahead and I'm gonna heal our little healer, and I'll cast level 1 cure wound.
Great.
Yeah.
Back to consciousness. Fresh cut grass.
Well, smiley day. Who are you all?
No!
Not.
No, you're a lion.
Just kidding, y'all.
Oh my god.
Amazing. That finishes that. What's everyone else doing?
We gotta close up.
Can we
this
get up?
thing,
Yeah,
right?
and try to close up the other hole too, because there's another one in the bedroom. I don't know.
Are we out of initiative?
The same.
Right now, there's nothing on the battlefield, so everyone can go until it comes back to them to try and get through again.
I'm gonna run towards the crate.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get next to the crate.
Yeah, you can do that easily.
I'm gonna block the crate with my body.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my hammer to try and collapse the tunnel by nailing the wall really fucking hard.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
Roll an attack. Never know. Could get lucky with a natural 20 like I just did.
Whoa!
So
Oh my god.
that's cool.
as the hammer slams down, the wall kind of cracks and breaks in for a bit. You all of you feel the impact. Kind of dust and liquid kind of settles and drips from the ceiling from the room being shaken, and the foundation kind of feeling the impact. The wall cracks and falls in a bit. Not enough to collapse, but it's looking like it's barely.
I'll also assume my gravity field is probably going to make it a little rough for them to try and claw through at this point if they're not actually attacking.
Oh, there's a lot of things working against them right
okay.
now. All right, so that's your go. Anybody else doing anything to contribute to this? Or
I'm gonna get up. I'll move closer to the crate so I can try to.
So that's your action.
So Orm is going to take a run and leap through the doorway and land on the same table or dresser he was on before.
Yep.
And you guys watch as his arms swing like this, and he casts Gust, and I'm going to try to blow the crate that's in the corner in front of the hole.
Okay, so the gust begins to blow the crate. It is a decent wind, but it's not strong enough.
Heavy crate.
It's a heavy crate. Not anywhere strong enough to do it. Until suddenly it shifts over in front of the space. And you're like, whoa, that was pretty fantastic. And you glance over your shoulder and you see Imogen concentrating and shifting it over.
Teamwork.
Who's feeling confident and who's not?
I think we're all feeling like shit, Lord.
I'm going to stumble over to the crate that Ashton.
Okay. So
I'm going to get directly behind the crate, and then I'm going to pull out my immovable rod, and I'm going to shove it directly against the crate.
Hey! All right.
Yeah.
You all watch as Lana goes over and clicks this immovable rod, and as it holds in place, that the crate was initially like being pushed back a bit, and as Ashton's hammering and it's like kind of keeping balance up there, as soon as she clicks it into place, it is not moving. You hear the impact, but that crate is staying put.
A moment passes. A few more moments pass, and the clawing dissipates. And you hear the faint sounds, those that are near the other wall, of skittering getting more and more distant, and then silence. Take a few breaths. And then after a few moments of fear and chaos, there is a stillness, a welcome stillness.
I can't believe we were thinking about going down one of those holes.
I can't believe we all survived that.
Bonkers.
Fuck.
From what you can gather in the time that you've been here, it's getting probably within the hour of sunset. So the night is soon.
Is there anything left of Duggar?
There is no physical sign of him there other than a pile of blackened ash and charcoal bits. There are shreds of the cloak, but equipment that remains. Looks to be a small pouch, a cable or hefty rope, coin purse, and 3 weapons. His short sword, his rapier, and his dagger.
We should take those.
Yeah. I'll shove the dagger into the back of one of my boots.
We should actually roll the place, see what else is in here.
Yeah.
I turn around to Ashton and I say, get off the crate, help me lift it, see what's in here.
As you begin to look around, most everything that's here is just mundane furniture and spaces and shelves and pockets where you can imagine valuables would have been kept. But they're all empty. You start piecing together the idea of this place looks like it was burglarized in the way that everything's been thrown about. Not broken, but just tossed and searched for anything of value and worth.
This is not someone collecting their valuables. This is someone looking for someone else's valuables. This is like not someone's place. Like you wouldn't do this to your own place. You would just grab your shit.
Well, why don't we go to Lord Estros first? Tell him how it went with Yash.
Yeah.
Tell him what happened here.
Yeah.
All right. So as you walk outside, the sunset greeting you as you turn the corner.
We should head to Lord Esther Ross.
Let's do.
So you eventually head to Esteros' manor. Upon meeting with him, he notes immediately, he's like, my sky ship is still out, but I did charter a sky ship that is leaving for Taldore to take Bertrand. So he is handled. How goes everything on your end?
I just hold up the vial of goop.
I will not inquire.
Oh, it's not like that.
Basically, this is Duggar. I mean,
What's left?
He shot it out of his face.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Did he escape?
No, he exploded into ash.
So you succeeded.
Yeah, we avenged Sir Bell.
Yeah.
But,
Good.
Just
We feel like we've stumbled onto something that's much bigger than just an alleyway killing. You know, this Duggar fellow was involved in illicit trade of an illicit substance, and also
changed him drastically.
I'll ask around the few old business contacts of mine who do work within the Smolder Spire and have been involved in the development and maintenance of some of the sewage drainage systems. See if they know anything as to this substance. I can reach out to an alchemist and see if they have any insight. This may go deeper than you expect, but we'll see what we can find without keeping you wandering in abandoned, creepy houses. I'm grateful for your sense of justice in seeing this through, knowing the danger that was ahead. Technically, the murder of an individual is connected and adventured as Sir Bertrand. It would be natural there would be a bounty for the murderer. Sir Bertrand Bell, friend of the Estros estate, hero of Vasselheim, and pseudo-member of Vox Machina. I've placed a bounty for the murderer. So it seems only fair that you collect the reward.
we can't accept that.
No, we can't.
We have no use.
With a heavy
They can't.
on the table, a sack kind of carries the weight out and bows with coin.
It is yours. I think Sir Bertrand, as generous as he was with the coin that he kept, would be happy to see you rewarded for seeing him off and seeing his murderer to their end.
Thank you.
Of course. You, and I say this with the deepest respect, all look like shit warmed over.
Feel like that.
Go rest. Find a place to celebrate. You've brushed shoulders with the Hubbard Corsairs and walked away and avenged a friend. Have a good night, friends.
Goodbye, Lord Eshtaros.
Tired and sore. Mission accomplished. Friend avenged. Side by side, you all saunter with your rewards back to the Spire by Fire to set yourself to an evening of comfort, drink, and much-needed rest. And that's where we'll go ahead and end tonight's game. You all level up to level 4.
We lived to see the level.
Barely,
That's why it was barely.
barely.